Hey guys, welcome back to the Network Podcast Show. Today I got a special guest for you. Dr. Albert Higgins is pulling up. Dr. Albert is pulling up to the show. I think he's pulling up to the studio any minute. He'll be here in a minute. Let's go.
Niggas wasn't playing they day role, so we parted ways like Ben and J-Lo. Should've been did it, but I've been in the days though. I put friends over business into the day though. But when friends, business interests as they glow, ain't nothing left to say though. I guess we forgot what we came for. Should've stayed in food and beverage. Too much flossing, too much saying raw scene. I ain't a bitch, but I gotta divorce them. Hope had to get the shallow shit up off him. And I ain't even wanted to be famous. Niggas is brainless to unnecessarily go through these changes. And I don't even know how I came to this, except that famous. The worst drug known to man is stronger than heroin. When you could look in the mirror like, there I am, and still not see.
Hey man, welcome back to the Network Podcast. Anytime I got fire guests that come to the show, it's always dope ass guests that come to my show. 24/7, 365. I got another special guest coming through. I think his name is brother Dr. Albert Higgins. He's coming to my show. I think he pulled up right now. Dr. Albert, are you here, man? Can you please introduce yourself to my audience, man? Thank you for being here, man. Over to you.
Yes, sir, Stack. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
All right. Yes, sir, man. It's a pleasure to be here. I'll say that first and foremost. And absolutely, man. I've been, in the field of psychology, sociology, and finance for the better part of 25 years. And I started off in finance. Used to work for a labor union in Chicago, Service Employees International Union. I did that for about 10 years. And they segued me over to the finance division and actually paid my way through external learning, got my degrees through the company. And, acquired a master's in finance, parlayed over to as a certified financial planner. And just, kept up with finance. It's been very important to me. And then after a few years, one of my passions was human behavior. And it segued over to psychology with a background in sociology. And I loved it. I love studying how we operate and how we think. I even was able to correlate the psychology around finances, around how to manage and make money and keep it, and how the direct correlation is the way that you behave and think that can help you excel in the world of finance. So I just created my own niche, and here we are today. I've been able to be a successful professional over the years. Been established and went through some ups and downs, but for the most part, man, life is good.
I got Dr. Albert in here. So my first question for you, Albert, is what does collaboration mean to Albert, and how are you using this today in your field? What does collaboration mean to you, Albert? Over to you, brother. Let's continue.
Well, collaboration for me, especially when I go in business, is always facilitating each other's needs. What can we do to meet each other's needs effectively? And, we have something feasible so that we have a productive relationship. It's really not about leveraging or trying to get the most out of the deal. It's about both of us walking away happy.
Ooh, look, I told you I had Albert coming in, right? My next question for you, Albert, is how are you using some of this technology to leverage what you're doing in your field? There's AI out here, there's ChatGPT, there's different things. How are you using some of this new tech to leverage your brand or what you got going on? Over to you, man.
Well, I've been really receptive to technology. I've always tried to stay on the cutting edge, and because of my traditional foundation in business, I think with the shifting technology now and how it's truly changing the game for me is scaling, being able to automate and delegate, and minimize, cut off the fat in my business models. because with technology today, particularly AI and things of that nature, I'm really able to streamline my business model. So I could practically sell water to a well, bro. I could take that same model and place it in any business infrastructure. And that is probably the one thing for me when it comes to building business models and scaling a business from start up to finish. That is really been advantageous for me.
I told y'all anytime we got special guests in here, it's always fire ass energy. So Albert, my next question for you is, man, what would you tell your earlier self? What's something you can tell younger Albert, on this journey right now? Over to you, man. Let's go.
Oh man, if I could do that again, it would be cut out the middleman.
Hold up, Albert. Say that again. You said you would cut out the middleman?
Cut the middleman the fuck out. Cut him out. I need the direct connect. Yeah, dealing with the middleman, man, I'll catch you up every time.
Damn, Albert got straight to the point. Cut off the middleman. I wish I would have known that too. So Albert, what's something you would tell someone that's looking up to you, a younger person that wants to do something just like you, that's aspiring? What's some advice you would give them, man? Over to you.
Yeah, just to understand that failure is inevitable, but you can never quit. Because the minute you quit, the dream's over. But just know you will fail. And that's just going to develop, your nerves. It's going to help you fine tune some things. It's going to build that courage gene that you got to develop. You got to be willing to risk it all in this type of lifestyle. But just make it calculated and take it in. Don't be too intimidated about losing something. A lot of people that I mentor, they're always striving for protection. Well, I got to have my business license and I got to have this and that. And look, just do the shit. I had a kid that was an author, and he was worried about copyright. I said, look, man, get the book out there, sell the book, and pay them when they sue. The goal is to get your books out there. So keep it moving, man. Do it or don't do it at all.
Do it or don't do it at all. Y'all hear Albert? Do it or don't do it at all. Now, Albert, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with all of this stuff, brother? I know it's in the future. Me, I'm futuristic, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with all this stuff, brother? Over to you.
Well, I'm slowly but surely stepping away from things. It's all about business scaling. I've always kept the motto, you're not an entrepreneur until you're hiring your first CEO. I've always kept that mantra, and just making sure my infrastructure is in place and become a time investor. I've always have been. I'm going to step into the background pretty soon. Businesses will be running themselves. I spend more time with my grandson and my son, those kind of things. So that's what I see in the next 5 years.
Albert. Now, Albert, how can you help some of my users and some of my listeners in the finance lane? If they was to contact Albert, how could you help them on their journey, man? I want to talk about that. Let's expand.
All right. Well, first off, when it comes to finance, it's the mindset and learning the fundamentals of what finance is, which is the management of money. Now learning what that money is, how it works, how it's dispersed, and what are the rules when it comes to profit and loss. Real basic fundamental stuff. Just like teaching a basketball player a bounce pass, a pick and roll, how to rebound, the basic fundamentals. And, repetition is key. It's just like practice makes you perfect during the game now. So someone just starting out is exactly what I would do. That's how I would do that.
Come on, man. I got Dr. Albert coming in here and just really, really ripping it up. Now, Albert, what made you, what was that thought in your head? And it was just like, this is it. This is me. This is what I'm going to do. Finance. What was that click for you? Do you remember that first day? Over to you, brother.
Oh, yeah. When they fired me at the union, they had to let me go. They had some budget cuts. And they said, we can't keep you, Al. And I had been there 10 years. And I was at home, and I was just like, well, okay, what am I going to do? This is kind of been a career for me. And a friend of mine called me. He was closing on a house. And he said, hey, man, I really can't afford a lawyer. but I know you know contract law because you worked with the union. You know negotiations. Can you negotiate this deal with the bank and me closing on this house? I said, of course, bro. That was my buddy. And when I did it, I said, wait a minute, I can do it. And that set me off. That first real estate deal, man. And he told a couple of people, and they came, and before you know it, man, I just found myself in business, and I just kind of crafted where I could fit in with my specific skill set, and I made my skill sets marketable.
Being marketable. I tell people that all the time, Albert. Being marketable is going to be the best thing ever. Now, my last question for you, Albert, is, because I know everybody wants to know, how can they follow you? Where they going to message Albert at? How can they get in tune with you after this show? Where can they follow you at, Albert? Where would you want them to go and see more about you? Because I know, you got your own podcast too, man. So how can they come tune in with you, brother? Let's go.
Yeah, they can follow me on the Alpha Mindset, and that's on Spotify. The Alpha Mindset is my personal podcast. You can follow me there. Or if you want to reach me directly, my email is consutable. Consutable. And that's K as in cat, K as in kite, HON as in Nancy, SU, table, TABLE. That's one word. consutable@gmail.com.
Now my last question for you, Albert, is what keeps you motivated? What keeps you motivated on this journey, brother? I always ask everyone that. So what keeps you motivated? Mm-hmm. Let's talk.
Well, being in a position to give, my family keeps me going. And, I love what I do. There's a lot of things I could have been doing, but I decided to get paid for what I love to do. And that's been the most rewarding thing I could have done is doing what I love to do, man. That's what motivates me.
Come on, man. Doing what you love to do. I got brother Albert in here. Shout outs to Albert because he helped me create something very cool. Got the gender wars going on. Albert, how do you feel about that new venture that we have together, brother? Because we're going to turn that into dollars. Anything that we create, we'll be able to turn that into dollars. But how you feeling about tag teaming with me on this, man? I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a dynamic platform. It's a great niche right now, and it's all about sometimes you got to laugh at life, man.
Say that again, Albert. For real,
yeah,
brother.
Yeah, you got to laugh at life, bro. I think that gender wars has gotten a negative stigma around it, and it's just to bring levity. And at the same time, networking and connecting people and building relationships through it all. And I think that's what's going to make the platform so cool.
I appreciate you, Albert. And, Albert's, he's going to be on there with me. We'll be in the Media Mentors Network Mega Mansion. We'll be in Albert's house, and we'll be all over the network streets on Clubhouse. Make sure you tune in with us. Albert, I appreciate you. Any last words you want to leave us with, Albert, before you leave, man?
Absolutely, man. Do not quit. Do not pay attention to anyone whispering in your ear what you can't do. Just hang on tight. And everybody's going to think you're crazy. And of course you're crazy. You're crazy. You're living your dreams. So quite naturally, man, the crazier the better. Just hang tight.
Ooh, just hang tight. Let's go. I'll see you guys next time on the Network Podcast. Inside of the War Floor, inside of Albert's room, inside of everything we got going on. So make sure you tune in with the team. Appreciate you, Albert. We had a great show.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.